Let's address the elephant in the room. So, understand, we have this phrase in English, address the elephant in the room, and that's a symbol. The elephant is a symbol, meaning there is a topic that's sensitive, it's awkward to talk about. People there in the room don't want to talk about it. They don't want to discuss it. The people would prefer to ignore it. The people want to turn a blind eye to it. Now, understand, I rarely talk about politics out in public. Understand, I am a school teacher. I love my job. I don't want politics to interfere with my relationships with my students. So I want you to understand that I respect all of my students and fellow educators, my colleagues, and really all people that surround me, all those whom I come in contact with. I respect their diverse perspectives and their opinions. I just want to bring attention to important issues that heretofore I have not seen a lot of people discussing. So let's address the elephant in the room.
Are you talking to me?
How well does Trump know the Bible? Why aren't more people talking about this interview in which Trump was asked about his favorite Bible verse? First, I want to show you the video clip from the interview, and afterwards, I want to point out a few things.
I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that
you
like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke. Very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
I want to point out a few things.
I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal.
First of all, no, it's not. A person asking me for my favorite scripture is not personal or private. That's like someone asking me, what's your favorite color? Oh, that's a secret. Or a person asking me, what brings you joy? What makes you happy? Oh, I can't tell you that. That's confidential. Trump could have easily have answered that question if he knew the Bible. It's an easy question to answer. For example, he could have chosen the parable of the Good Samaritan from Luke chapter 10 or John chapter 14, verse 15, if ye love me, keep my commandments. So for Trump to say, oh, that's personal, that shows he doesn't know the Bible at all. Or like Trump could have said, John chapter 13, verse 34, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Or, if you prefer the Old Testament, he could have chosen Ecclesiastes chapter 3, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time for love, a time for hate, a time for war, and a time of peace. Trump could have used any of these scriptures, but probably my favorite scripture from the Bible is from the Old Testament, from the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 21. Now understand, Job, he was a wealthy man, and he had a lot of children, and suddenly all of Job's wealth was lost, and all of his children died. And Job said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So for Trump to say, oh, my favorite verse in the Bible is personal, it's private, that is a damning non-answer.
You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that
no,
you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
Equal? Equal? Old Testament, New Testament, equal? That's like back in middle school when you had a book report and, oh, I haven't read the book. That's a stupid answer. Obviously, Trump is a rhino. He is a Republican in name only. he is not a conservative. He doesn't follow the Ten Commandments. He is adulterous, and he is an awful habitual liar. You know Trump is clueless about the Bible.